So, Yuri, you were just mentioning to me that you presented at one of the O'Reilly conferences. Tell me more about that.
Sure. Yeah, I presented at O'Reilly's, I think, last year at one of their San Francisco conferences, basically about software development and stuff. So I was presenting there about what I called lazy event sourcing. So it's basically a philosophical slash data modeling technique that allows you to record facts as they happen, like facts that are happening to your application, coming from external agents such as users or third-party systems, record what actually happened, and then deriving understanding of the world as it applies to your application from those facts. So instead of building domain models as the facts come in, I query the facts on the go. So basically, building a representation of the state of the world, so to speak, on the go, just when the application needs to have that understanding. That approach is quite interesting because it allows you to have very different perspectives at what a set of events means to a particular part of the application or functionality. An example that I often give, for example, if a user changed his or her name, and if you're working just on a dashboard for the application, you only need to know the last time the user changed the name. So you only need the last fact about the name change. But if you're building the component that, say, tries to address basically fraud or something like that, it needs all the facts about name change. So we can see how often the person changed the name, cross-reference it with some other databases, etc. So it was basically about a concept that allows you to view sort of temporal data through different prisms, because obviously, anything that is happening in reality has different perspectives that you can look at and interpret those facts or events in different ways. So I think I applied with that talk with O'Reilly and just got approved for it, and that was pretty much it. Surprisingly, it was pretty easy to get into an O'Reilly conference. And what can I
And
say about that? Yeah.
what was the exact title of the talk? Do you remember the exact title?
The exact title, it's Lazy Event Sourcing Living in the Now.
Okay.
It's actually on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I uploaded it. Like they don't upload to YouTube automatically, but I was able to download it from I think Safari Online.
Okay.
That
Right.
book
Right. Yes. Right.
conference talks. So actually, yeah, I can send you a link later. I do have it uploaded to YouTube. It's an hour-long presentation or so. Covers it in much more detail than I tried to sort of pack into right now. Yeah.
That's interesting. So, tell me a little bit about your TechSoup. You say you use TechSoup.
Yeah, well, at least the Canadian version
Right.
of it, and basically use it to get, well, either cheaper or uh, uh, nearly free offerings for some of the services or products that you can get. I know and kind of suspect that there's a lot more to it, but one thing at a time.
Right.
Like one of my, well, basically my last nonprofit is benefiting from it because basically the idea behind it is using it as a vehicle to fund and support open source tech development. But on the other hand, it's also my consulting vehicle. So, I draw a salary from it and, pay taxes on that end. But everything else, the sort of the surplus, goes into funding open source related work without getting a tax hit, so to speak. And the idea came to me when I was thinking how we write off business expenses, where the rule is you have to be able to show a reasonable expectation of profit if you invest into something. And then I got to thinking, if the regular corporation has its own goal in profit, there's obviously another type of corporation where the goals are not, directed at profit, and they usually have a specified sort of beneficiary. So I created this little nonprofit where the beneficiary is open source tech, so that now whatever the amount of money I reinvest into into those projects, I don't have to show the reasonable expectation of profit, but rather adherence to the goals and basically the reason for this nonprofit. So essentially, kind of a funding vehicle, I think. And TechSoup allowed me obviously to draw some financial benefits from that.